Nassau Coliseum and its great history, ready for a final regular season rivalry moment between the Rangers and Islanders. The physical battles, the dramatic goals, the excitement and emotion. Now with these two teams vying for first place in the Metropolitan Division, the stakes are high as the Rangers and Islanders play their final regular season game at Nassau Coliseum tonight. Welcome live to Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum for New York Rangers hockey. Tonight, it's the Rangers and the Islanders, their final regular season matchup in Nassau Coliseum. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you by Chase. Hello, everyone. Welcome to New York Rangers hockey. Sam Rose along with Joe Micheletti and John Giannone. And boy, we've had some great nights here at Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah, we're going to miss the place. When you just think of these two teams when they get together here, we've seen so much. It wouldn't surprise me, Sam, this being the last game here in the regular season between these two teams, if we don't see something that we haven't seen.
We talked about the stakes being high. Take a look at the Metropolitan Division standings brought to you by Kia. You see the Islanders up top, a 3-point lead on the Rangers thanks to their win in Toronto last night. But look at the games remaining. Rangers have 4 more games left than the Islanders.
Yeah, you have to win those games, of course, and that's the importance of this game tonight. If the Rangers can win this game, get the 2 points without allowing the Islanders to get anything, they're not only in a great position to win their division, but also to win the Eastern Conference and even have a shot at the overall title.
Rangers coming in off a dramatic, exciting 1-0 overtime win in Chicago, led by the man in goal, Cam Talbot. Every night seems to reach a new level.
You know, he just looks now like he's gotten through that process that you have to go through to find out what it's really like to be a number one. He's fought through that, and now he looks so much comfortable in goal. And he's just playing at that level that when he's his best, that's where he is now. His glove saves have been excellent. His positioning always good. His ability to find the puck and control rebounds also very good. So he's playing, I think, right now, Sam, as well as he's ever played as a Ranger.
One of the reasons these two teams are battling for the top spot in the division is they're led by top stars. These teams have legitimate MVP candidates, and our GMC key players for tonight are Rick Nash, and we've talked about him all season long. But John Tavares has now climbed to the top of the rankings in scoring, and he is an MVP candidate.
Yeah, you know what, Sam? The points are one thing and the goals are another, but they help your team win in so many other ways also, and I think that's what's so impressive and why you're talking about an MVP. Rick Nash, of course, scores goals from the right side. He scores them from the left side. He scores them shorthanded. He scores from in front of the net, the one-timers, you name it. He's been doing it all season long. John Tavares has a career high in goals this season. 33 goals on this season. He's got that wonderful wrist shot, strong on his skates. This is an overtime goal. He also happens to lead the league in overtime goals with 4, including this one last night in Toronto. They trailed by 2 goals twice, 3 goals in the third, and Tavares with the overtime winner for the Islanders.
The Islanders have been playing well lately, finding ways to win and getting points, and they get a big lift tonight by the return of one of the top power forwards in the game. Our Land Rover scouting report features Kyle Okposo, who went out with a detached retina just before the All-Star break, and now he's back.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he was back this quick because he hasn't had a full practice with the team yet, even though he's been skating lately, and what a good player he is. He's just about a point-per-game player. He and Tavares have been so good as a 1-2 punch, even though he will not be playing on the wing, at least to start the game tonight with Tavares. Strong, can shoot, can score, and can give you that physical aspect as well.
There are other outstanding players to watch for the Islanders. Look at the rookie, Anders Lee. He is second in goals scored amongst rookies with 22. Big, strong forward. And for the Rangers, Derek Brassard, Mr. Clutch, had the overtime game winner in Chicago and 16 points last 17 games. We are back at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum getting set for Rangers and Islanders. Well, this is part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Mazda. Closed captioning, as always, brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. We check out our Audi goaltending matchup, and there is Cam Talbot, 14-6-4 overall, 10-2-3 since he took over as the starter when Henrik Lundqvist went out with the injury. And across the way, Yaroslav Halak, who has set a franchise record with 34 wins this season. That's passing all the great goaltenders that they've had here.
Sam, he played in the All-Star game and deserved to. He's had a tremendous season, and they studied a lot of different analytics before they decided to sign him. They looked at games against important teams, playoff record, all that kind of thing, and they decided to sign him to a 4-year contract. And then there's the head coach, Jack Capuano. He's done an outstanding job as well. He's pushed a lot of the right buttons. He's really drilled into his team to keep this simple, keep it game by game, keep thinking of winning just the next game and not letting his team get ahead of themselves. And speaking of that, boy, Alain Vigneault's done the same thing. He's got more of a veteran team than the Islanders, but he's been such a positive influence, and it really is pretty amazing how quickly he was able to get this whole new system implemented with the Rangers a year ago, and they are flying on all cylinders right now.
And once again, reaching the 40-win mark, 5th fastest that this team has reached the 40-win mark in Rangers franchise history. Last time here, Rangers came from behind with a late charge and won. They were down 5-3 in the 3rd period and won the game 6-5.
Young players starting for both teams up front.
Hayes centering Hagelin and Miller with Yandel and Klein on defense. And for the Islanders, they have Brock Nelson centering Anders Lee and Ryan Strome. That's chipped out by Strome and pushed ahead by Lee into the Rangers zone. Talbot out to play. Miller tied up there. See the starting lineups coming in at the top of your screen. A shot went wide by Brock Nelson. Those lineups brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance.
They call that line for the Islanders the kid line. Jack Capuano put them together about midway through last night's game against Toronto, and not much was happening, and they were one of the reasons why the Islanders found a way to come back and win.
Be interesting to see what happens here on defense for the Islanders. Nick Leddy, who has been outstanding this year, got himself a long-term contract with the Islanders, is missing the game, injured in last night's game. He had played 320 consecutive games in the NHL. And that'll be a big loss. He's been a leader on this team all season long.
Yeah, for sure, Sam. I mean, his skating ability gets a team out of trouble in their own zone. Very good passer.
Kyle Okposo is on the ice for the Islanders. First game since missing 22. That's fired toward the net. Saved by Talbot. He covers up. Okposo battling, and the Rangers go right at him.
Well, Okposo actually took the first swipe at Mark Stahl for really no reason other than he's excited to be back in the lineup after missing 22 games.
That's what he was telling us this morning. He wanted to get a hit on the first shift.
Yeah, well, he did. He got it with his gloves. This puck, I think, deflects off him in front. He'll get position. It looks like it hits him or hits Stahl. Talbot finds it. Then a push. Kreider comes in with a push from behind. That's Islanders Rangers. Why not get it started early?
Islanders 2-0-2 in their last 4 games, playing 3 overtime games. Losing 1 in the shootout, losing 1 in overtime. Last night coming from behind 3-1 in the 3rd period to tie the game and then win it in overtime. A shot by Boychuk, a save by Talbot. Pass blocked in front. Casey Cizikas with the feed in front, cleared away by St. Louis, but kept it by Boychuk. A deflection by Matt Martin, and the save by Talbot. A quick whistle. Stop play.
Now, Marty St. Louis didn't have much time to make a play on the puck. He just had to try and get it out of the high slot. So he banked it with his backhand off to the side, and They turned that into a scoring chance. Ryan McDonagh, 300th NHL game tonight.
And most of them have been good ones.
That's for sure.
Tavares on. Rangers defensive pair, Stahl and Girardi. Girardi plays it across. Wisnowski is there, number 11, to fire it back in. Starting 3-game homestand for the Islanders. Rangers will play in Washington tomorrow night. Hickey shooting wide. Wisnowski gets over. Rangers will play tomorrow night on the road in Washington and in Buffalo Saturday night and home Sunday evening. The save made by Talbot. He holds on again after the whistle stuff. Sticks get up. Players get together. The officials separate them.
Been a good start for the Islanders. 4 shots. Remember, they played last night. They didn't get to their homes until about 2 a.m. this morning after playing in Toronto. And they've had some early shots here, 4 to be exact. John Tavares, who scored the overtime winner last night. He has goals in 3 consecutive games.
And a career-high 33 goals for him. Averaging better than a point a game. He leads the league in scoring with 72 points. Nelson's pass, nice play in front by Hayes. And the Rangers break across 3-on-2. Miller hit check hard into the boards by Boychuk. Nelson stopped along the boards by Dan Boyle. Here's Carl Hagelin, gets it back to Boyle. Up the boards, Miller fell down. And Keith Yandel hustles over to fire it across. Hagelin to Miller, high and wide with a shot, bangs off the glass. Strome clears it out. Lead to Kevin Klein. He drives one that's deflected by Brian Straight up into the netting and over the netting and into the crowd.
Brian Straight back in the lineup because of the loss of Leddy. And then there's Boychuk, just gets enough of Hagelin. Hagelin's got all that speed. Or pardon me, Miller. It was Miller going down the boards and Boychuk with the hip check.
Brassard, Zuccarello, and Nash on. Brassard, as I mentioned earlier, 16 points of the last 17 games, 14 assists. But the big goal the other night in Chicago with a great shot. Stahl, deflected by Kuhlman, and Oposo had it knocked away. Starting the game, Oposo's playing on the line with Franz Nielsen, Nikolai Kuhlman. But Jack Capuano telling us this morning that he would move him around some to see where he best fits in.
Well, he's not afraid to do that. Again, depending on how the team is playing, if they're playing as well as he wants them to, he'd leave things alone. But again, he's not afraid to make changes. He did last night, and they found a way to win that game, which they trailed most of the night.
Those were not booze, those were zooks. Cizikas playing it to Matt Martin, back to Casey Cizikas, taken out along the boards by Boyle. Derek Stepan forced back by Cizikas. Up ahead for Yandel. Pass through, taken off the boards by Kreider. And Halak had a piece of it. Wisnowski hit by Stepan after he released the puck to Hickey. Out of the zone. Wisnowski hooked by Stepan, penalty on Stepan. Power play to the Islanders. 4:42 into the game.
Now Derek Stepan, after the hit on Wisnowski, Wisnowski got off the ice and sprinted up the ice to join the rush and went past Stepan. Then Stepan tries to get him from behind, gets the stick up around the gloves, and the first power play of the game goes to the Islanders. Stepan tries to get his stick free, can't do it, and he gets called.
Islanders 11th in the league on the power play. Rangers 9th in the league penalty killing. Hagelin tried to break down. He picks up the puck and carries it again. But Dominic Moore, that shot got through. First shot on goal for the Rangers. Halak makes the save. And the Rangers shorthanded. Rangers penalty killing has been excellent, giving up only power play goals in only 3 of the last 12 games. 30 for 34.
Pardon me, Sam. The Islanders with 4 forwards, 1 defenseman, Wisniewski, the only defenseman on the ice. So the Rangers might find something shorthanded.
Oposo moves in. That was a pass that was broken up. Good play by Girardi. Wisniewski to Nielsen. This is Tavares. Looking, holding. Nielsen to Oposo. Back to Nielsen. Rangers have Jesper Fast and Rick Nash on. Nash able to bat it out of the zone.
Well, Jack Capuano, Sam, not wasting any time at all with Oposo.
No.
First power play puts him out there on the first unit. Again, he hasn't had much time to practice.
Nielsen moves in. Takes it deep against Girardi. Nice play again. Girardi has made a couple of outstanding plays in the defensive zone early in this game.
Yeah, we talked about this group of defense for the Rangers on the pregame show, and they do so many different things, and Girardi off to an excellent start.
Boychuk moves in. Fires toward the net. Saved by Talbot. Rebound played by Moore, and he clears it all the way down.
Now whistle
was
blew.
whistled
I
down.
think maybe for a high stick.
High stick, okay.
It's a good job by Talbot to redirect that puck up high. There's Girardi on the defensive play again. Look at that. What a job with the stick. Body position was there. Stick position in a good spot. Sometimes you think you have him beat, and he gets that stick in a spot where he disrupts the play.
48 seconds to go on the Islander power play. The penalty was Stepan for hooking at 4:42. Boychuk. Hamadek able to wind it deep. That was broken up. Hagelin able to clear all the way down. Islanders 2 for 11 on the power play in the season series against the Rangers. Islanders winning the first 3 games between these two teams. Rangers winning the last one. And this one, the final one of this regular season. Halak stops it.
The Islanders will miss Nick Leddy on the power play as well. Hamannik getting some time there. He's having his best offensive year with 27 points.
Dump in by Boychuk, chases after. Yandel there to play it. Nice little move, and he clears it out. That's it for the penalty to Derek Stepan. Islanders had 1 shot on goal on their power play. No score in the game. Nearly 7 minutes gone by. First period. Rangers 1 shot, Islanders 5. DeHaan moves in, winds it deep for Martin. It went by him. Kreider looks around. Pressure there by Straight. Taken away by Cizikas. Out to DeHaan for a shot blocked out of the zone by St. Louis. Kreider trying to take away from Straight. Almost surprised him. Cizikas backhands it deep. Talbot out to play it. Kreider off his stick. Tavares has it. And the shot went wide. Being checked by Stahl. Tavares again. Moving well. Hickey's got it. Toward the net, but wide again. Rebound to Cal Clutterbuck. Knocked away. Clutterbuck has it again. Wisniewski to Clutterbuck. Now it's Tavares. Looking for deflection, and it's cleared from in front. That would have been Marty St. Louis with it clear.
Yeah, he was there. Kreider came back as well. Islanders are off to a quick start here.
They owned the puck, and they've kept it in the Rangers zone for quite some time. Girardi's pass tipped ahead by Nash. Hamadek back for it. Nash on him with a good hit. Tyler Kennedy in his 2nd game as an Islander, first on home ice since being traded from San Jose. 8-year veteran of the NHL who played 6 years with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Icing his whistle against the Islanders. Tomorrow morning on MSG, Wake Up with Henrik. Catch a mini marathon of the Mask with Henrik Lundqvist as Henrik hangs out off the ice with Mario Batali, Tiesto, and John McEnroe. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on MSG Network. I watched that one with Tiesto, Joe. That was super.
I haven't seen that one. I saw the first 2.
Oh.
He does an excellent job.
What a personality that Tiesto is. Worldwide, world famous.
You should have a party and invite him over. That'd be a big hit.
A DJ in my house.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Especially now it's starting to
want
get...
Hendrick to come over.
Oh, you can invite him. Starting to get some warm weather. Little tent maybe out in the backyard.
There you go. You got to do. You're an event planner here.
I am.
Yandle fires in. All the way around the boards. Hamonic reverses to straight. A little over 9 minutes gone by in this first period. That deflects on goal. Talbot pulls it in, stops play. 10:52 to go in the first. Rangers, Islanders, no score. Coliseum, great crowd right in the middle of it. John Giannone down at ice level. John.
SM, it gives you a great vantage point from down here. Not a lot of time spent by the Rangers down here, and that gets to what Alain Vigneault said to his team before the game when asked if he had a special message, and it basically was, yeah, let's get off to a good start, but he said, I've told that to them every game against the Islanders. It's never quite worked out. They've been outshot 7-1 in the first 9 minutes, but they weathered the penalty early on to step on that. Probably a positive sign for them. We'll have Mark Stahl to talk to about that and plenty of other things between periods, and we'll hear from him after 20 minutes, guys.
Thanks, John. We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, Alain Vigneault was actually laughing when he was talking about that's been my game plan for the first 4. He said, we'll try again tonight.
False start on the face-off. They'll do it again.
You know, the positive side of that, even though they've been outshot 7-1, it's still a scoreless game.
Right.
Last time we were in here, Islanders scored a couple of quick goals against the Rangers, and they had to fight back.
Brock Nelson and Kevin Hayes. Rangers able to clear it out. Lifted across by Boyle, knocked down by Boychuk. Moves in on Mark Stahl and shoots, saved by Talbot. Boychuk, as soon as he crosses the blue line, he's shooting the puck.
Hey, the Islanders are trying to throw everything at the net here in the early going.
There's Anders Lee. And a good recovery by both Talbot and Stahl. And Edward gets in. Lee stayed with it. And the Islanders had that early lead once again.
Now, Talbot did a real good job the first time, as you mentioned, Sam, with a stick, batting the puck back behind the net. But Lee stays with it. There it comes again. He tries to come out here once. Good job. Then he goes back, gets back on his feet, and just makes a strong move. Gets past Boyle, and this one just goes in. We'll see him here. He gets back to his feet, and just kind of slides it in the short side. Looked like between maybe the skate and the pad and the post from off to the side.
Anders Lee is having a superb season. His 23rd goal. Only one rookie has more, and that's Mike Hoffman of the Ottawa Senators with 24.
Now Cizikas goes behind.
Oh, penalty on Cizikas.
You know, before that, Sam, Cizikas jabbed his stick into Foss when the linesman was in front of him, and nobody saw it. And he jabbed him with the stick, and then this time he does it again, but takes him down, and the referee sees that.
Martin having with some words with someone on the Rangers bench.
There it is. See, now that's the end of it. That was the second time. Prior to that, he got him one time. He knocked him off balance, but he stayed on his feet.
And because the face-off is after goal, it stays at center ice as opposed to going into the Islander zone for the power play. This Rangers power play, their first of the game, is brought to you by Volkswagen. Rangers 1 for 9 on the power play against the Islanders in the season series. Rangers power play has gone a little cold. They've scored in only 2 of their last 11 games. Just 3 for 27. McDonough. Stepan, St. Louis, Kreider, McDonough, and Yandle. Quick shot by Stepan, a save by Halak. Here's Yandle. Fires across past St. Louis to McDonough. Now to Stepan. For St. Louis, took it in the skates. Up the boards to Yandle. Yandle back to St. Louis. Pass across to Stepan. Boychuk checks in. Good play by Boychuk. Hustled over before Stepan had a chance to control the puck. And that's out of the zone. Under a minute to go in the power play. Here comes Marty St. Louis. Check by Straight. And it's fired out.
They're broken sticks all over the place. Kreider broke one early on the power play. He had to go and exchange that. And they're trying to get him out of the way.
That pass across hit one of those broken sticks. Boyle. Nash has come on. Broussard drops it off to Yandle. Pass through off the boards. Turns into an icing on the Rangers. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Islander goal was Anders Lee, his 23rd from Boychuk at 9:35 to give the Islanders the 1-0 lead.
I'm actually surprised they gave an assist on that because he went back, stole it, picked it up, got down on the, after the puck was batted away from him, got back to his feet, took the puck away and put it in. It was great effort.
Short-handed, Hamonic back skates into his own zone to kill some time and drives it all the way down. Talbot for Zuccarello and back to Dan Girardi. Tip from Broussard to Zuccarello, back to Broussard. Rangers set up, time running down. Nash, quick shot, save, Halak. Big rebound cleared by Bailey. That's it for the Rangers power play. Rangers third shot on goal. Nash with a takeaway, moves in. Nash shoots, deflected away by Boychuk. Nash plays it around him, Zuccarello. Zuccarello picked up there by Brock Nelson. Hooked away by DeHaan. Girardi is in deep. Broussard behind the net. Girardi goes into the crease. And the puck, the back pass is out of the zone. Just under 8 minutes to go, first period. Islanders 1-0 lead.
This game's got a little bit more nastiness to it than some of the previous games.
Konofsky double team. Tyler Kennedy gets it to Tavares. Tavares, Bailey, and Kennedy the line for the Islanders. Tavares gets it back after his first pass was blocked. Konofsky in deep. Rangers have Dominic Moore on with Jesper Fast and Tanner Glass. James Shepard, Matt Hunwick are healthy scratches for the Rangers. Klein trying to move it. It's blocked. Tanner Glass plays it back to Mark Stahl. Moore pressured there by Hickey, able to push it across to JT Miller.
Islanders defense have been really aggressive at the offensive blue line.
Islanders doing a good job of taking away time and space from the Rangers. They haven't had much room to maneuver. Chipped off the boards by McDonough, who took a hit from Kuhlman. McDonough takes the pass from Girardi. Tipped ahead by Hagelin. Halak swings it around the boards, blocked by Hayes. Good hit along the boards by Hagelin on Nielsen. But out come the Islanders. Oposo stopped by McDonough. Islanders in a line change. 6:20 to go in the first. Hamonic takes over. Off the boards, nice lead of Matt Martin. Kreider on him. Cizikas with a shot kicked away by Talbot. Cizikas has it again around the net. Yandle checks him. Yandle, good body check and a good takeaway. Nice play by Yandle.
He moves the puck so well. His vision, quick hands.
And Boyle, 5:50 to go in the first, tipped ahead by Stepan. Boychuk back for it, knocked away from him by St. Louis. Now Cizikas able to clear it out. Clutterbuck puts it in the corner, got knocked down by Boyle. Clutterbuck with a hit on St. Louis. Brock Nelson takes it away, he's double teamed. Nash is there. St. Louis able to get it to Nash, who lifts it out of the zone. Maybe a little more Islander fans than last time, Joe. Some Rangers fans, definitely a lot of Ranger fans here. Last time I thought it was an even split. This time might be a little more edge to the Islanders. Stahl looks around. Broussard couldn't control it, take it away. Nelson shot deflected wide. Up the boards. Strome had a good hit in the corner on Zuccarello. Long shot by Nash, stopped by Halak. Rangers getting one shot, and that's all.
Zuccarello's been one of the Rangers' most physical players. He is running into everything.
Long pass tipped ahead by Dominic Moore. Halak stops it. Plays it away from Tanner Glass. Kennedy trying to clear it. Kept in by Fox. Here's Glass with a shot off the glove of Halak, and it bounced down wide of the net. Kennedy takes it away from Dominic Moore. Tavares bumped by Glass. Hamadic's pass got through, pushed ahead by Bailey for Kennedy. Kennedy's backhander, a save by Talbot. He holds it. 4:02 to go in the first period. Anders Lee, the rookie forward, with his 23rd goal of the season. 1-0 Islanders. Old hard facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The crowd salutes hometown heroes. 126th and final regular season meeting at Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders leading 65-48-4 with 8 ties, when ties were acceptable. First met in 1972 when the building opened, the first year of the Islanders. Oposo tried to set up Kuhlman. They've changed the scoring on the Anders Lee goal. Shot by Oposo got through, and Talbot made a save, but instead of making it unassisted, they give an assist to Strome and Nelson.
It's worse than it was before. It should have been unassisted. There was only one assist. Now there's 2.
They took it away from Boychuk and gave it to Nelson and Strome at 9:35. Lee gets the goal. That we were sure of. Miller, back pass. Kevin Klein, wrist shot blocked by Kuhlman. Quick pass to Oposo. Racing down the middle, Cizikas. Oposo with a fake and a nice defensive play by Yandel.
And another one. Real good play. The Islanders turned that block shot into an odd man rush. And Keith Yandel with a real good defensive play.
Klein. That's tipped into the zone by Stepan. Halak settles it for Hickey. Under 3 minutes to go in this first period. Islanders a 1-0 lead, out shooting the Rangers 12-5. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play in the game. Matt Martin sends it around. Clutterbuck goes the other way, and it's taken away by Stepan. Fires across. Good pass to Kreider. Kreider was stopped by Vishnevsky. Excellent defensive play by Vishnevsky. Back the other way. Stepan has it again. Around the boards for Zuccarello. Back to Stepan. Check there by Tavares. Sets up McDonough wide with a shot. Rebound. It was blocked by Straight. Zuccarello got to the rebound, trying to bank it in off the goaltender. Rangers have to get out and get onside. They're still not onside.
Now Brassard came over the blue line before his other 2 line mates, and there's the offside. Brassard doesn't like the call, but it's made.
1:58 to go. First period. Rangers and Islanders. Islanders the lead. That show is sold out, but there's still one way to get a ticket. Go to CharityBuzz.com/Garden of Laughs to bid on a one-of-a-kind experience, one of which is 2 VIP tickets to the show. Other experiences include a show visit to Howard Stern's show, Saturday Night Live tickets, dinner at Rayo's, VIP package for the Tribeca Film Festival, and more. All money raised goes to children facing obstacles. That's CharityBuzz.com/Garden of Laughs.
That's an icing by the Islanders there. Sam, remember the shots were 7-1 at one point.
Right.
The Rangers have kind of settled in a little bit since. The shots 5-5 since the early pressure by the Islanders.
The Rangers haven't had sustained offensive zone time, though.
They're used to having the puck, right?
Yeah.
They're used to being able to skate through, and the Islanders have done a good job of clogging up the middle. They just haven't had the puck as much as they want.
Brassard, Zuccarello, and Nash on. Straight off the stick of Lee, fired back in from long distance by Girardi. Just missed the far post. Nash with a hit went down, gets up slowly. and seems to be okay.
You know, that's going to continue to be the matchup as we've seen in past games. Nash on the ice against Hamonic.
McDonough goes back to get it. 1:20 to go. First period. Pass by McDonough was blocked and taken away by Kuhlman. McDonough hustles back. All over him, Oposo. It's a tough battle. Back pass and a shot by Boychuk. A save by Talbot. There's that Boychuk. As soon as he sees the puck, he fires it. Saturday night on MSG. The push to the playoffs continues. The Rangers go to Buffalo to take on the Sabres. Live coverage at 6:30 with Visa Rangers game night. Rangers and Sabres at 7 Saturday night on MSG. Bill Pito will be in the studio at 6:30 to begin our coverage. Stahl around to St. Louis. Marty St. Louis has fallen into a bit of a scoring slump again. With no points in his last 6 games. Boyle in deep, challenging Boychuk. DeHaan up the boards, out of the zone. St. Louis has it back. Missed connection with Mark Stahl. 40 seconds to go in the period. Tavares hit by Kreider. Good play by Kreider. The hit and the takeaway. DeHaan. DeHaan fires ahead. That's deflected into the Rangers zone by Josh Bailey. Klein. Hard pass. Missed. But Tanner Glass gets to it. Good play. Foss back to Klein. Shot blocked. Foss has it. Drops it off for Dominic Moore. Save. Halak. And the whistle stopped play. Halak wanted to keep it alive. Threw it into the corner. But the whistle had blown.
Now one more face-off. Good job by Fost. Fost was saying yesterday as he has words with Clutterbuck. Fost was saying, you know what, it's time for me. I got now that the knee's feeling better, starting to get timing back, confidence. Got to start getting a few more hits, and he's been more physical here in this first period.
Brassard checking with Zuccarello as to where they want to line up. Zuccarello at the edge of the circle moves Girardi into the middle.
Dominating on faceoffs have been the Islanders in this period, 13-3.
There's another one by Tavares. And that'll do it for the period. So the Islanders got the fast start that they wanted coming off the game last night in Toronto. Cam Talbot, excellent first period again, 12 saves. And the only goal scored by Anders Lee, giving the Islanders the 1-0 lead.
Well, this is the way this series has gone. The Islanders have had the better of the first periods. I would expect the Rangers to make a few adjustments in the first intermission and find a way to handle the puck a little bit more and get their forecheck going.
Coming up, the Delta Intermission Report. John Giannone rejoins us. His special guest, Mark Stahl. Al Trautwig will have the Audi MSG 150, including highlights of the Flyers and Stars. Ron Duguay and Steve Valiquette have highlights and analysis all coming up on the Delta Intermission Report. Rangers Islanders at Nassau Coliseum. Final regular season meeting between these two teams in this building. Islanders lead 1-0 after the first. Delta Intermission Report is next. Welcome back to tonight's game between the Rangers and the Islanders, part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Mazda. Rangerstown, cast your vote for the 2015 Stephen McDonald Extra Effort Award, presented by Lenox Hill Hospital. Vote for the player you feel goes above and beyond the call of duty at NewYorkRangers.com. A very, very significant and important award in the Rangers franchise.
Rangers have a lot of candidates for that award. You can go up and down the lineup, and this is a team that very, very seldom do you see any type of lack of effort or flat effort. Doesn't happen very often. They've got to be better than they were in that first period, but that's kind of been the norm against the Islanders this season.
Islanders dominated faceoffs in that first period, Joe.
They did, 14, and Rangers won just 3. Only 18% for the Rangers. It's been You know, it's been an issue. They came into this game 29th in the league in faceoffs. Did the Rangers, and they still have found ways to win, despite the fact that they lose a lot of the faceoffs.
Stepan, Kreider, St. Louis, Yandel, and Klein for the Rangers. Islanders counter with that young line, the kids line of Brock Nelson with Anders Lee and Ryan Strome. Hickey and Vishnowsky on defense for the Islanders. Islanders without Nick Leddy, one of their top defensemen. St. Louis taken down by Strome, trying to keep it in. It's out of the zone. And Klein sending it back in. A lockout to stop it. Fired up the boards. And brought across by Kuhlman. That stall. Strome was stopped by Brassard. Nice pass, Zuccarello to Nash. Nash comes in and shoots. Glove save. Halak. Good shot. Good save.
Now Nash used the defenseman Hamonic as a screen on the play, and again, those two can't get away from each other, and Halak was able to find it and make a good save with the catching glove and just hold on. It kept Nash and the Rangers, you know, off balance thus far in the game.
Brassard and Nielsen. Nielsen wins the face-off. Hamonic sends it around, stopped by Stahl. Moves down against Oposo. Around the boards to Dan Boyle. Back down to Brassard. Stahl is there. Blocked by Hamonic. Goes behind the net. Nielsen picks it up. Oposo couldn't handle it. Back forward to Stahl. Out of the zone. Rangers will be in Washington tomorrow night to play the Capitals. That'll be on NBC Sports Net at 8 p.m. It's fired off the side of the net. Brings together shot deflected by Kuhlman just wide. Brings together the league's two top goal scorers. Alexander Ovechkin, who leads the league, and followed by Rick Nash. Brassard's shot deflected by Hamonic out of play. Minute 37 gone by here in the second.
Now Kuhlman in front just gets a piece of this here and just misses on the short side. See, Talbot was in good position. Shot by Travis Hamonic. Hamonic having a real good offensive year for the Islanders. Despite the fact that he's, I think, known more for his outstanding defensive work. He's a good shutdown defenseman.
Penalty called.
Got to be against the Rangers.
Yes. And Josh Bailey got clipped with a stick. Checks out and shows the referee blood. And it looks like a 4-minute penalty coming up to the Rangers.
Kevin Hayes ends up in the penalty box for high sticking.
Just two.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the shield. Came down from up high and hit the shield.
Bailey,
Well,
he's making his case.
Yeah.
He wants 4. He's showing the referee.
well, they're gonna check this again. Jack Capuano with an argument as well. It looked initially like the high. You know what? I think of the shield cut him. It looked to me like the stick came from up top and down across the front of the shield.
Mark Jonette was the referee, was called over, and he said something, and Bailey didn't like it.
Now, I think the shield is what ended up cutting him.
Power play Islanders, their second of the game. McDonough, Girardi, Nash, and Stepan, the penalty killers. Nice play by Nash. Nash and Stepan 2-on-1. Vishnowsky back, and he got a piece of it. Big play by Vishnowsky. Tavares moves across, feeds Oposo, and that was deflected out of play by McDonough.
Boy, what a play by Nash. And now Nash having some words with Nielsen. And Nash did a real good job. Nash knocked the puck out of midair in his own zone and ended up catching Nielsen, who didn't think Nash was going to be able to make that kind of a play. And the Rangers end up, you'll see Nash 61 right there. Steals it out of midair, goes past Nielsen. Now they had the 2-on-1 that they could not convert.
Tavares, who's tied for 4th in the league with 12 power play goals. Here comes Hagelin. Hagelin with Moore, Stahl, and Klein for the Rangers. Wisnowski leads Tavares. Tavares for Anders Lee. Lee takes it around the net, out to Wisnowski. It's Nielsen. That bounce past Lee. Tavares there. Now Wisnowski back to Tavares. And deflected into the corner by Hagelin. Centered by Nielsen. Fine with an alert play. Chipped out by Dominic Moore. Moore racing down. Tavares trying to cut him off. Does. And it got a penalty on Tavares for holding. Good hustle by Dominic Moore.
Now the Islanders again, without Letty in the lineup, he does play some power play time on the point. And Wisnowski's the only defenseman. He gets caught up there. Good job by Moore. And then Moore just tries to protect the puck. And Tavares coming across the other way, one hand on the stick. Turns Dominic Moore around, and so that negates the power play for the Islanders. 44 seconds. We'll play 4-on-4, and then the Rangers will go on the power play.
Tavares for holding at 3:05. Zuccarello, Brassard. Zuccarello's shot blocked in front. McDonough and Girardi for the Rangers. Nelson and Bailey with Hamonic and Straight for the Islanders. Islanders a 1-0 lead. Good play by McDonough, taking it away from Brock Nelson, and then it's whistled down for an offside on the Islanders. 18 seconds to go in the penalty to Kevin Hayes, and the Rangers will get a man advantage for 1:17.
Two good American kids, Brock Nelson for the Islanders, Ryan McDonough for the Rangers, and McDonough won that battle against Nelson with a good poke check.
Face-off win by Stepan, but Strome got to it, shoots wide. Yandel and Boyle, Stepan and St. Louis on for the Rangers, awaiting the return of Kevin Hayes. 5 seconds to go in the Hayes penalty. Nice play by St. Louis, got it to Stepan, shot blocked. And Yandel able to keep it in. Rangers on the power play, their second of the game. This power play presented by Volkswagen. Short-handed, Strome moves in, was stopped by Boyle. Stepan. Now Boyle. And Yandel. Pass through. Yandel in his 4th game with the Rangers, still looking for his first point with his new team. Yandel with the puck. In the middle off the stick of Nash and fired all the way down by Boychuk. 40 seconds to go. Rangers power play. Keith Yandel and Dan Boyle head up ice. Yandel goes to Brassard, who is stopped by Boychuk. Back the other way, Nielsen for Kuhlman, but it was tipped away, and Zuccarello has it back.
Now, real good defensive play by Zuccarello. Boychuk first did a good job standing up in the neutral zone and breaking up the play, and then Zuccarello came back to help out.
Puck knocked away from Boyle out of the zone. Yandel for Brassard, 10 seconds to go in the Rangers power play. Nothing going on this power play. Hickey tried to drive it around, it was blocked, taken away by Nash. Now Klein winds up, big drive blocked by Kuhlman. Comes to Stahl, power play is over, his shot was blocked. The keep in, Brassard behind the net, Zuccarello top of the crease, around to Nash. Hickey checks him. Nash to the front. His shot went off of Nielsen. Brassard back to Stahl, who shoots, and that's blocked down the zone by Boychuk.
Well, they've blocked a lot of shots, haven't they? I mean, the Rangers have been better in this period at finding time and getting pucks towards the net, but the Islanders have blocked.
Takeaway by Glass, but his pass was blocked by Hamonic. And then cleared away by Halak, and out comes Josh Bailey. Here's Oposo, who's with Bailey and Tavares as they are reunited. In front, shot wide by Bailey. In front again, a save by Talbot, and Bailey shoots wide. straight to Oposo. Kyle Oposo, that deflects in front, tipped ahead to Dominic Moore. Moore dumps it in. Islanders a 1-0 lead. 6:15 gone by in the second period. There's Kyle Oposo moving it again. Long shot, glove by Talbot, he holds it. 6:22 gone by, second period. Islanders with a 1-0 lead on the Rangers. Big trivia question of the night: who is the Rangers' all-time leading regular season goal scorer at Nassau Coliseum?
It's a good one.
Very good one. 43 years of hockey here.
It's not JT Miller.
No.
It's not Carl Hagelin.
That helps already. I feel like we've
Process of
eliminated
elimination.
that. There's Miller with Brock Nelson on the face-off.
Good
Hagelin
job. Miller wins it.
out of the zone. It was tipped, picked up by Hagelin. Races in. Hagelin pass across for Stahl. Stahl tied up by Hickey. Hagelin fires, that blocked by Nelson, and the Islanders come out. Anders Lee, who has the goal in the game, dumps it in. Miller to Hagelin and out to Kevin Hayes. Halak. The Islanders played last night, but Halak had the night off as Michael Neuvert got his first win as an Islander. Miller tipped it behind the net, retrieves it. Good play by Hagelin, got it to Miller. Girardi's pass was tipped. Miller's got it back. Nelson checks him. Behind to Hagelin. McDonough's come on with Girardi. There's Girardi. A wrister looking for deflection. DeHaan takes over. Back to Visnovsky. Up the middle. Good play by Girardi. Stepan leads McDonough. McDonough moves in on Visnovsky and shoots. Good shot, good save with a pad by Halak.
McDonough did what he wanted to do, throw it low at the pads and get a rebound up front. And nobody was there to get to the puck before an Islander.
Guillermin sets up Hamonic, who shot it wide deliberately, looking for a rebound to Oposo in front. Kreider. Boyle with Nielsen on him. Rangers move it quickly. Kreider with a bad pass. Guillermin sends it across to Nielsen. Now it's Oposo, double team, poked away and out of the zone. Boychuk has it back. Long pass for Hamonic. There's Brassard coming out with Zuccarello. Drop pass. Cizikas was there to break it up. Yandel keeps it in. Around the boards to Brassard. Trying to get it out in front. Knocked down by Martin, but taken back by Nash. There's Boychuk. Knocked down by Brassard. Hard work along the boards by Nash.
Now, the Rangers have spent more time in the Islanders zone this period. Islanders with just one shot here in the second period. We played 9 minutes.
Yandel with a good stick broke up that last pass into the zone. Clutterbuck with a good effort breaks it up, and Yandel again pokes it away. Hammer glass hit by Clutterbuck. Bailey taps it back to Hamonic.
Penalty on Bailey.
Glass goes down.
Yeah,
Bailey will go off.
He took him out of the play, interfered with him as Glass was trying to get to the puck carrier, so the Rangers will head to the power play.
Their third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. Last one was a little over a minute. Bailey checks the scoreboard.
Bailey's stick, you'll see him get the stick and just get a piece of Glass as he was trying to get to the puck carrier, and got enough of them to take him out of the play and put the Rangers on the power play.
Capuano working a bench, chewing the gum. Done a good job with his Islander team this season. Bailey for interference at 9:17. Rangers in need of something offensively. Back pass. to Yandel. Sets up Stepan. The shot blocked in front. McDonough's in deep. McDonough feeds St. Louis. Back to Stepan. Soft his stick out of the zone. Yandel and McDonough. Stepan, St. Louis, and Kreider for the Rangers power play. Keith Yandel heads up ice. And the pass taken away by Kuhlman. Yandel goes back to get it. Lead to Kreider. Left it behind. Yandel tries to keep it in, but it's cleared out by Kuhlman.
The Islanders are just standing up, trying to break up plays at their own blue line on this Ranger power play, and they're doing a good job.
Stepan carrying, fires in. Dan Boyle has come on. Dan Girardi has come on. Zuccarello, Nash, and Brassard are on. Now we've got the Ranger fans and the Islanders with dueling chants. Girardi with a shot, deflected up over the glass into the netting. 46 seconds to go on the Rangers power play. 10 nights, 10 moments, one network. From Larry Johnson's four-point play to Matteau. Relive the Garden's defining moments presented by SAP. A special two-week event premieres next Tuesday at 10:30 after Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Yeah, that was a pretty good opportunity for Girardi, and another block shot by the Islanders.
Wojciech going back for it, but it's moved to Brassard and out to Boyle. Boyle gets it back. Down low to Girardi. The shot went by Zuccarello. Nice passing.
Yeah, beautiful. 4 passes.
Brassard moves up. Feed to Nash. To Brassard. Zuccarello steps out. Nash goes in front of the goaltender. Brassard holding. Brassard's pass blocked and out of the zone. He tried to thread it through to Girardi and couldn't do it.
He was patient. He waited and waited, looking for his spot. And a good defensive play allows the Islanders to get fresh penalty killers on the ice and fresh lines.
Power play is over. Nash, pass taken away by Vishnowsky. Still 1-0 Islanders. Rangers 0 for 3 on the power play in the game. Knocked away from Cizikas. A lead to Hayes. Moves in. Hickey slowed him down. Hayes scores! Great strength by Kevin Hayes. Out-muscled Hickey and ties it at 1.
What a play. Rick Nash was going to leave the zone and go to the bench. Instead, he stays on the ice. He makes a defensive play. And then this brilliant effort. What a goal by Kevin Hayes to tie it. There's Nash to come back. He was tired. He stayed on the ice. Zuccarello ends up with the puck and finds Hayes. And how about that for strength and patience and a tie game? Wow, what a goal. One of the best we've seen all season.
Second power play goal of the season for Kevin Hayes. His 13th goal of his rookie NHL season.
No power play.
No power play goal. I apologize. That's right. Power play was over. Halak with a glove save. And this building has really come alive as the Rangers fans have joined the party thanks to Kevin Hayes' goal.
But it was an odd man rush, and he didn't want to have one of his players come out during an odd man rush. He makes that defensive play. It ends up on the stick of Zuccarello, and then Hayes does the rest. What a play. Starts with Nash, Zuccarello with the pass, and then Kevin Hayes with a classic finish.
Outstanding plays all around. Hayes, who had gone 4 games without a point, 5 games without a goal, gets his 13th of the season. And the Rangers have tied the game. Hagelin around the net. Girardi to McDonough. A wrister toward the net. Save Halak. Hayes trying to get it to Miller. McDonough keeps it in.
Rangers defense are trying to shoot the puck a little bit quicker to get it through.
That is on goal, gloved by Halak. Shots are now 14-13. Rangers have shut down the Islanders here in the second period.
Now just one shot for the Islanders in this period. Well, the Rangers made some adjustments in that first intermission. They've had the puck more often in the offensive zone than they did. And that goal by Kevin Hayes, that was, you know, he had this smaller defenseman. Most of them are, because he's 6'5" and 225, but he used his body well to protect the puck. And then the patience.
Sorry, Joe. Hayes 13th. Zuccarello the only assist at 11:35.
Nash deserved one, didn't he?
Yes. Sard was shoved down by Matt Martin. Zuccarello back to make a good play.
Zuccarello's been the Rangers' best player again in this game.
Why do you say that?
Just all over the ice, playing physical, making plays, defensive plays, has the assist on a beautiful pass. He's just in the middle of everything. He plays 3 times bigger than what he is.
Islanders put the puck into the Rangers bench. 7:19 to go. At one point, shots were 7-1. Since that point, the Rangers are out shooting the Islanders 13-7. Islanders with only 1 shot here in the second period. Moore, Fost, and Glass on for the Rangers with Stahl and Boyle. Face-off win by Brock Nelson. He's been good on face-offs. Lee couldn't clear. Good play by Boyle. Glass puts it behind the net. Boychuk moves it up the boards. Stopped by Moore. Kicked away by DeHaan in front. 4 men in the corner. Now 6 men in the corner. Puck still alive. They continue the battle. Poking, pushing, prodding, shoving. DeHaan taken away by Fost. Fost makes a move on Boychuk. Feed to Glass. Now Moore. That went off the skate of Anders Lee. Fost checked by Boychuk.
Boy, it's hard to get shots through.
Centered for Moore. Broken up by DeHaan. Lee bangs it off to Glass. All the way down it goes. And it's whistled for an icing on the Islanders. 6:24 to go here in the second period. Rangerstown, vote for your favorite story before April 1st for a chance to win a trip with Rangers legends on Celebrity Cruise Lines. Cast your vote today at myrangerstown.com. Islanders use their timeout.
Yeah, those players that were on the ice, Sam, they're all leaning on the boards. I mean, they're worn out. You look at Lee and Nelson, Boychuk over to the left as well. They're all leaning on the boards to try and get rested up. That was a tough defensive shift for them as the Rangers were really buzzing and hitting, and they didn't get many shots through, but that pressure and the hitting is what wore this group out. So that's a smart timeout for Jack Capuano to take.
Rangers have gotten back to their game here in the second period, and their game starts with strong defensive play.
Yes, for sure. And they're a little bit quicker on the puck. They're getting the puck in, shooting the puck a little bit quicker than they were a little bit earlier. And then at some point, you might have to think about, will fatigue play a factor or be a factor for the Islanders after playing and winning in overtime last night and getting home at 2 o'clock this morning?
Stepan, St. Louis, and Kreider on with McDonough and Girardi. Stepan against Brock Nelson. Stepan wins it. McDonough toward the net, deflected away by DeHaan. There's Stepan to St. Louis. Quick shot blocked. DeHaan and Boychuk were there. It's been one of the strongest parts of the Islanders game. Blocking shots. Stepan on the boards, blocked there to play it. DeHaan bangs it off the glass and then able to move it out. Tyler Kennedy. Anders Lee, a one-hand shot stopped. There's a rebound wide. Big chance for Tavares, and he missed.
Didn't get all of it.
Hickey moving, looking for lane. That's blocked in front by McDonough.
Sam, it almost looked to me like maybe McDonough got a piece of the stick of Tavares and prevented him from getting all of that shot.
Tavares pushing along the boards. Kreider gets there to lift it out for St. Louis. Wisnowski back and breaks up the play. Tyler Kennedy. Girardi just saw him. It's a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and he missed the net. The Islanders suddenly have had a couple of big chances. Tavares looking. Slides it down low for Hamonic. That went off Girardi. And Hayes gets to it. Hayes comes in. Checked by Wisnowski. 5 minutes to go in the second. 1-1 the score. Boyle keeps it into Miller. Miller for Hagelin. It was tipped away by Tavares. On goal is saved by Halak. Hagelin toward the net. Blocked away by Wisnowski. Hagelin takes it back. Moves toward the net. That went off of Hamonic. And out comes Bailey. Stahl is back. Bailey to Tavares and across. Straight. Shoot. Save. Talbot. Straight. Checked by Miller. Bailey. Couple of good shifts back-to-back by the Islanders. Bailey's sharp angle shot gloved by Talbot. 4:24 to go. Second period. Rangers and Islanders 1-1.
Done a little bit of everything in this game. You come see him here make the defensive play, coming back, using the stick, then holds on to the puck, very patient with it. How about being physical? He's been the Rangers' most physical player in this one. That's Boychuk, and then the assist. What a pass. Quickly finds Hayes, and then Hayes does the rest. That fake to his backhand, and then back to the forehand, and what a goal.
Zuccarello, 4-game point scoring streak, all assists in those 4 games, 5 assists. Stahl with a good play in the corner on Oposo. Shot by Hamonic, save Talbot, cleared out by Stahl. Back forward, Brian Straight with Hamonic. Rangers have Brassard, Zuccarello, and Nash on. Talbot gives it to Klein. Klein pressured by Kuhlman. Zuccarello has it. Fires ahead to Brassard, knocked it down. Islanders shoot it back into the Rangers zone. Stahl. Kicked ahead by Brassard. Halak there to play it. Got it by Zuccarello, able to get it to Clutterbuck. Here comes Casey Cizikas. Moves in on Yandel, who takes him out. Glass trying to play it. Clutterbuck is there. He's tied up by Yandel. Clutterbuck went down. Zuccarello's got the puck. Rangers come out. Again, those are Zooks, and Zooks got hit hard by Matt Martin.
Matt Martin leads the NHL in hits. When he lined up Zuccarello, that was a huge hit, a clean hit. And Zuccarello popped right back up and went to the bench.
Tanner Glass moves in with a long shot. Halak drops it and covers it. 3:03 to go here in the second period.
Now we got Clutterbuck in front of the net. He's involved with Dominic Moore. Clutterbuck is second in the NHL in hits. Those two play on the same line. Matt Zuccarello, look at him, he just shakes it out. He is tough. That's a big hit, solid hit. Arms were down. Had his head up. He knew he was going to get hit, but he had to make a play and get to the red line so that there would not be an icing call.
Matt Martin was challenging Keith Yandel, and Tanner Glass skated over, and there's Martin having some words with the Rangers bench.
And Yandel now having some words with Martin. Martin stays on the ice.
You gotta love it. Oh man,
That's good. Isn't it? I mean, it's good. It's
well, everyone's talking about it, hoping for a playoff matchup between these two teams.
It would really be something.
Stepan sets up Yandel, shot it wide. Matt Martin lifts it out. Cizikas finds it, breaks in. Backhander save, Talbot.
Good save.
Cleared out by Zuccarello, or rather by St. Louis. Stepan back for it. 2.5 minutes to go. Second period tied 1-1. Anders Lee scoring for the Islanders in the first period. Kevin Hayes scoring for the Rangers here in the second. And the dueling chants start up again. Bailey racing for it was Tyler Kennedy, and Girardi chipped it out. 2:08 to go here in the second. The upcoming schedule brought to you by Lexus, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Rangers. Rangers in Washington tomorrow on NBC Sportsnet. 8 p.m. start time. That's on ESPN New York Radio as well. Saturday night on MSG, Rangers at Buffalo. Sunday 5 p.m. start on MSG at home against the Florida Panthers.
Florida's trying to hang in there, aren't they?
Yeah,
despite the fact they've lost both goaltenders. What a wild scene that was last week in Florida when both their goaltenders were hurt in the same game.
Luongo and Montoya, both out. They reached down, brought back Dan Ellis,
Right.
who hadn't played in the league this season. That shot blocked by Tavares, but he broke his stick. McDonough to Girardi, who shoots, blocked in front by Hickey. McDonough with a keep in against Bailey. McDonough goes deep. Put out in front of Vishnowsky, able to get it to the line, kept in by Girardi. And it's cleared out by Bailey. Bailey breaks in. Bailey all alone. Saved by Talbot. Cam Talbot continues to come up big.
He was good. Tavares didn't have a stick, and he accidentally tried to interfere on the play. You'll see Girardi coming back, and Tavares right there just kind of gets in the way. Bailey tries to beat him between the legs. Excellent save again. Closes everything up, does Cam Talbot, to keep this game tied.
And Bailey's been going very, very well of late with a 4-game point scoring streak, 2 goals, 5 points in the 4 games. Had a big chance there. Brassard against Nielsen. Klein comes away with it. Zuccarello across for Stahl. Stahl shoots in, takes a hit from Hamonic. Nielsen spun around and taken down by Brassard. A bank try by Nash was blocked. Nash shoots, save Halak, and he's got it. 1:01 to go here in the second.
Now Zuccarello and Nielsen. Zuccarello gave Nielsen a little shot with his stick from behind just after the whistle. And Nielsen took offense to that. Went back after Zuccarello. This has been, I think, Sam, with the 5 games that these two teams have played, this one has had, I think, more of the nastiness after the whistles, away from the play, more sticking. And I think as we get closer to the playoffs, these two teams are trying to send a message.
I agree with you there. Shots are 20-17 in favor of the Islanders. Rangers with 10 here in the second period. Islanders with 7.
And this game is much tighter defensively than the last time these two teams got together.
I mean the 6-5 game?
Yes.
That was wild. Halak made a save. The puck bounced down in front. Out with it, Cizikas. Moves across. Yandel there. Does a good job. Talbot around the glass. And out of the zone. Moore battles Clutterbuck. This is 4th line against 4th line. That's fired in. Meanwhile, in center, Clutterbuck and Moore had a wrestling match going. Saved by Talbot by Matt Martin.
Real good setup from Cizikas from behind the net. This 4th line for the Islanders has been real good again.
They make things happen. Here's Martin moving in. Girardi there. Saved by Talbot. Big rebound. Girardi able to tie up Martin. Brock Nelson around the boards to Boychuk. Boychuk against Moore. Got it through. Saved by Talbot. Boychuk used Dominic Moore as a screen. Got a shot through.
Now Talbot, the first 12 minutes or so of this period, he had 1 stop. And then here's the one on Martin. Stopped the breakaway just minutes ago on Bailey. Had another save on Cizikas on a backhand chance. And then that set up by Cizikas. Matt Martin with a good chance. And Talbot's there again.
Last few minutes, Islanders have found their game again. After the Rangers had controlled most of the period. Pass. Bailey. Nona was hit by Bailey. Girardi moves it ahead. The horn sounds, ending the second period. Terrific second period. Rangers find their game, take control, score a goal, a great goal by Kevin Hayes to tie the game, and then it's a battle the rest of the period.
Yeah, the first period belonged to the Islanders. The second period belonged to the Rangers, even though the Islanders came on late in the period. But the Rangers played more of their style, more in the offensive zone, created more scoring chances. This is going to be an awesome third period.
Coming up, it's the New York Lottery intermission report. John Giannone rejoins us. Kevin Hayes, the goal scorer. There he is. He'll be John's special guest. Al Trautwig has the Audi MSG 150. And then Ron Duguay and Steve Valiquette have highlights and analysis breaking down the second period, all coming up on the New York Lottery intermission report. This is Rangers Islanders at its best. A little of everything, and tied 1-1 into the second. Memorial Coliseum to the Rangers and Islanders, part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Mazda. A lot of physical play in this game, Joe.
This has been good. And right from the early going, we saw Boychuk with a big hit, Nelson with one. Things going on in front of the net. That was Kyle Oposto's first shift. He got involved in front. Cizikas took a penalty on that play, which the coaches wouldn't like. But the physical edge to this game has been here through two periods. Everybody getting involved.
What's the coach thinking? Let's find out from John Giannone. John.
Sam, along those lines, I talked to associate coach Scott Arniel. He said this third period is going to be a battle of our will against their will. He said we need to keep standing up to their physicality. In his words, not get caught up in the so-called crap that's been going on. Play whistle to whistle and win this period. When I said, what did you like the difference between the first and second? He said, we got to competing. In the first period, we were at 18% face-offs. That got up to 42%, so we started with a lot more pucks. We started making plays, winning board battles, and doing all the things that make us a successful team.
Yeah, you think about face-offs. Thank you, John. Rangers won 13 in that second period after winning just 3 in the first and 8 for the Islanders. So that totally turned around.
Little change on this line with Stepan and St. Louis. The left wing is JT Miller, not Chris Kreider. As we start the third period, tied 1-1. Strome tried to put it in front, and McDonough took it away. Girardi moves it. Here's McDonough. Off the skate of Miller and turns into an icing on the Rangers. Opening minute, third period.
Now Kevin Hayes has the only goal of the game for the Rangers, and he is moving up that rookie ladder as far as rookie goal scorers. You see Hoffman there leading everybody with 24, and Kevin Hayes with his 13th of the season tonight.
And the rookies have the goals in this game. Anders Lee, Kevin Hayes, straight. Now Hamonic. Rangers have Broussard, Zuccarello, and Nash on with Klein and Stahl. Broussard poke checked away by Straight. Kept in by Nash. Islanders in this game have been credited with 24 blocks.
16 of those by defense, Sam.
Zuccarello controlling, played it in the corner. Broussard moves it around the boards. Nash and Hamonic. Nash trying to control. Zuccarello helps out. Whistle for a hand pass. Stops play.
And through two periods, and the Rangers with 49 attempted shots to 38 for the Islanders, and that's where those 24 blocks that you mentioned come into play. So it's been difficult for both teams to get shots through the net. Again, I think that both teams are playing much better defensively than we've seen in previous games against one another.
The Hans pass was missed by Oposo and turns into an icing on the Islanders. So back the other way.
Meanwhile, other scores around the league. The Boston Bruins are in Ottawa. Ottawa has lost one regulation game in the last 15. They've crawled to within 5 points of Boston. Boston leading in Ottawa 3-0 in the second period.
Ottawa will be here to play the Islanders Friday night, and then Montreal comes in to play the Islanders Saturday night. Montreal is playing Tampa Bay in a game for first place in Montreal, first place in the Atlantic Division. Montreal with a 2-point lead on the Lightning. Halak fanned on it, then pushed it into the corner. Hagelin almost took it back. Hagelin with Jesper Fast and Kevin Hayes here. So Miller was moved. Now I don't know. Here's Kreider. Kreider's been moved down. Kreider just stepping on has been moved down to the fourth line.
Now here's the work again by Fast in the corner. Does a good job. Eventually the shot comes through and Halak able to make an easy save.
You think Alain Vigneault wanted more a physical play on that fourth line?
Hard to say. You know, it could be, Sam, because the fourth line for the Islanders has been good.
Yeah.
So maybe with Kreider up there, it gives them, you know, more of a deterrent in that area.
Moore, Glass, and Kreider the line. The puck deflects to the side of the net, covered by Talbot. Slow start to this third period. Minute 56 gone by. Rangerstown, cast your vote for the 2015. Oh, we got a change to Rangers and Buffalo Sabres on MSG. Bill Pito starts it off with Visa Rangers game night at 6:30, 7 o'clock on MSG. Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. Hope you'll join us Saturday night. And don't forget to vote for the Stephen McDonald Extra Effort Award.
Absolutely.
Very important award. Another icing here.
We talked about earlier, that's going to be a close vote. So many good candidates for the Rangers after the season they are having.
How about this guy? Maybe he gets some votes.
His extra effort in the last five weeks or so has been pretty darn good.
Tavares and Stepan on the face-off. Tavares plays it to the boards, pushed ahead by Vishnowsky, but Stepan there to take it. McDonough. Karam's out of the zone. Back for it is Thomas Hickey. St. Louis on the forecheck. Vishnowsky blocked by Miller. Stepan back to Girardi. 2.5 minutes gone by. Third period, tied 1-1. Hickey. Up ahead. Brock Nelson taken out along the boards. Goes right back in, but the Rangers take over. Out comes Brassard. A let's go Rangers chant up from the crowd. Shot by Nash. Score! It was deflected in front, but the Rangers have the lead. 2-1.
Now the Rangers do a good job from their own zone. Brock Nelson tries to get in. Stahl and Girardi were the pair here. They make the play. Eventually Brassard has some time and some room, and it goes right off the stick of Strome. And in. This was going to be a pass from Nash. Head up all the way. Looked like Strome was the guilty party just inside the post. And the Rangers with the early third period goal lead it.
Rick Nash, only his second goal in the last 7 games. The other one was an empty netter, but that one is a huge goal, giving the Rangers the 2-1 lead. And giving Rick Nash 39 goals on the season. Oposo! And that went off the glove of Talbot. Yeltsin sending it to Oposo. Penalty upcoming on the Rangers. At 3:17, the Islanders get a power play.
Holding against Brassard, I believe.
Yep.
Rick Nash with the go-ahead goal for the Rangers. There's Brassard. Yeah, see one hand on the stick, and he puts that left arm right around the waist or the chest. That's an automatic.
Big opportunity for the Islanders. Their third power play, 0 for 2. Brassard holding at 3:17. And a breakaway chance for Hagelin, but he lost control. And he bats it just wide. Moore's pass tipped away. Rangers tied for second in the league with 8 shorthanded goals. Nice play by McDonough. Good move out to Hagelin. Picked up by Moore. Back to Hagelin. Saved. Halak.
Boy, what chances. puck bouncing and rolling around a little bit. Rangers have trouble handling it, but they're making plays.
Tavares pass tipped out of the zone by Hagelin.
What a shift for Carl Hagelin. 2 chances shorthanded, that defensive play, and then he gets a rest.
Hamonic, that went off Stahl, chased down by Hamonic. Stopped by Klein, and he fires it all the way down on goal. Boychuk, chased by Nash. They're scoring on the Rangers' goal. Nash is 39th from Brassard, and Stahl at 250. Another assist for Derek Brassard, giving him 15 in the last 18 games, including this one.
Now, Sam, he went through that 15-game stretch without scoring a goal, but he wasn't playing poorly.
No.
He was doing so many other things well.
Nelson, great pass to Strome, saved by Talbot. Oh, the Islanders with a brilliant play from Nelson to Strome.
And Strome's got a good shot. He can really shoot it.
And Talbot with a real good pad save. Fost gets it out of the zone. And that should just about do it. Brassard on his feet. Strome fires in. Power play is over. Rangers maintain a 2-1 lead. Islanders 0 for 3 on the power play in the game. Nash slowed down by Hickey. DeHaan puts it in the corner. Zuccarello back to Yandel. Now to Boyle. Boyle took a hit from Matt Martin. Nash controlling again. Down to Zuccarello. Lets it go through to Brassard. Brassard out to Yandel. Now the shot save. Rebound blocked by DeHaan. Nash. Nash knocked away by Martin. Nash again to Zuccarello. Rangers all over it here. Yandel's pass to Boyle. Now to Nash. Off the skate and out of the zone. Yandel chased by Martin.
Pardon me, Sam. Again, one of those shifts where Boyle and Yandel are on the ice together, and that's a good shift.
Got in. Miller bumped straight to Hamonic. 2-1 Rangers. 6.5 minutes gone by, third period. Out for St. Louis, went by him off the skate of straight. Hamonic. Backboard Anders Lee. Miller bumps him. Clutterbuck tries to move it out. Stop. Let's go Rangers chant up from the crowd. Lead for Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck checked by Stahl. Klein battling Anders Lee. And Stepan able to clear it out to JT Miller. Wisnowski. Up the boards and all the way down. Played by Girardi. Bailey on him. Here's McDonough. Islanders pressing to keep it in the Rangers zone. Girardi couldn't clear. Shot by Hickey wide. Oposo. Oposo, Bailey, and Tavares. The line reunited earlier.
Wow, what work by Hayes and Hagelin on the boards.
Intercepted by Girardi. 12:20 to go here in the third. Kreider was stopped. Moore's got it. Takes it back into his own zone. Now Girardi off the glass. Stopped by DeHaan. Here comes Oposo with Tavares. Tavares looking. Pass blocked. Good play by Tanner Bass.
Jack Capuano puts Oposo back now with Tavares and Bailey.
Moore lifts it out. And sent in by Kreider. Halak puts it in the corner to DeHaan. Tyler Kennedy out for Tavares. Stahl and Kuhlman go after it. Nash tried to move it. Kuhlman was stopped by Klein. Good play in front by Kevin Klein. Zuccarello all the way across behind Brassard. Kuhlman takes it the other way. Lead to Hamonic. Hamonic moves in and shoots. Deflected away by Stahl. And cleared up the boards by Zuccarello. 11:15 to go in the third. Straight. Good pass to Nelson. Left it for Kennedy. And the Rangers able to take over. Brassard across to Yandel. Yandel puts it into the Islanders zone. Under 11 minutes to go. St. Louis for Miller. Miller checked by Straight. Oh, stick up in the face.
That's a penalty. Rangers will get a power play.
The outside referee making the call with 10:50 to go in the third, and the Rangers leading 2-1. Sure you use your Chase Visa credit or debit card at select concession locations to receive $5 off your meal. More perks, more access, more Madison Square Garden, only with your Chase card.
Well, that man right there, Kelvin DeHaan, with this play on Rick Nash, prevented the Islanders from falling behind by 2 goals, and then Straight takes the penalty. You can see the stick up in the face of JT Miller, and the Rangers with an important power play.
Their fourth of the game. They're 0 for 3 with 1 shot on goal. Straight for high sticking at 9-10. Nielsen comes out with a puck, joined by Kuhlman, and stopped by McDonough. Stepan with St. Louis and Kreider. Stepan for St. Louis, and it was broken up and cleared all the way back.
Yeah, you want to score, but you have to be careful with the Islander penalty kill, the way they score shorthanded.
Good pass from Talbot to Kreider. Yandel's pass deflected by Clutterbuck. McDonough finds it, but it's cleared by Cizikas. Coming down to the midway point, third period. Rangers leading 2-1. Islanders score the first goal of the game. Anders Lee in the first period. Rangers with a goal in the second by Kevin Hayes. And a goal here in the third by Rick Nash. 1 minute to go in the power play. Zuccarello moves in. Slowed down by Clutterbuck. Finds Yandel. Pass deflected. Kept in by Boyle. Fired around by Hamonic. Stopped by Yandel, and Yandel a penalty as he reached out and tripped Franz Nielsen. Nielsen had a breakaway.
That would be a good penalty to take with Nielsen. He's so good on the breakaways. And again, it's a dangerous team, shorthanded. That puck came around the boards quickly, and Yandel had trouble with it. You'll see kind of a bouncing, rolling puck. Tries to control it. He can't. And has to take down Nielsen.
So similar to the Rangers early in the game, that ends the Rangers power play. The Islanders will have a power play when Ryan Straight returns in 47 seconds from minute 13. Yandel tripping at 10:24. Skating 4 aside. Line, Stahl, Brassard, and Zuccarello for the Rangers. Wisnowski to Hickey, toward the net, saved by Talbot.
Well, I think that just went off, and maybe it was deflected. It looked like it went off his mask.
Tyler Kennedy with a deflection. Wisnowski comes in. Zuccarello was able to break it up. Hickey couldn't get a clean shot. Klein got it out of the zone. He almost tried to break down. 9 minutes to go in the third. Wisnowski. Islander power play begins in 7 seconds. Oposo to Hamonic. Oposo and Tavares on. And the puck is out of the zone. Islanders on the power play. They're 0 for 3 with 2 shots on goal. There's Nielsen. Hook checked away by McDonough. Hamonic. Tavares back to Hamonic. Down to Oposo. Oposo moves in, drops it off for Tavares. Tavares looking, shot blocked by Girardi, and cleared by McDonough.
What a play by McDonough from his knees.
40 seconds to go in the Islander power play. Hamonic, 8:10 to go in the third. 2-1 Rangers leading it. Stahl off the glass, knocked down by Oposo. Tavares comes around the net. There's Oposo. Moore and Hagelin on for the Rangers with Klein and Stahl. Klein with a check on Nielsen. Anders Lee drops it back. Tavares. Out to Hamonic. 5 seconds in the power play. Stahl checks Lee. And the Rangers clear.
Good play by Mark Stahl with pressure on Lee behind the net. Forced Lee to get rid of it right away. Tried to make the pass in front. And the Rangers defended and cleared it.
Rangers penalty kill 4 for 4 in the game. Teams at full strength. 7:20 to go in the third. Pass for Martin is offside. Islanders with 7:20 to go. Third period. And the Rangers leading the Islanders 2-1. The Cadillac trivia question. Who's the Rangers all-time leading regular season goal scorer at Nassau Coliseum?
Dave Maloney.
When you're in doubt, you go with Brian Leach. There you go. How many times has he been the answer this season?
He is the answer. He's always the answer.
No doubt about it. Ooh, Dominic Moore got a stick up in the face. 7:10 to go, third period. Rangers leading 2-1. And hit the linesman. Cizikas to the net. And it popped over the net.
It hit the top of the net, I think. But you're right, that hit the linesman. That would have gone in the corner.
Glass in the corner. Cizikas stopped by Stahl. Stahl checked by Martin. There's that Islander fourth line on. Rangers countering with more Glass and Kreider. Puck still alive. Boyle is there against Martin. And finally it's whistled to a stop. 6:36 to go.
Now Cizikas gets a chance. Here's the play. It hits the linesman. And Cizikas just catches it, goes the other way. And just over the top of the net.
You were right,
Calvert.
Joe. It did bounce
Just
off the top. Yeah. Cizikas shaking his head.
He's had a good game. He has really played well.
That fourth line has been very strong for the Islanders all season long. Girardi. Now Nash, who has the go-ahead goal. His 39th goal of the season. Oposo for Tavares. McDonough with a good poke check. Brassard tied up by Straight. Oposo shoved to the boards by Miller. In comes Bailey, blocked by Girardi. He's hurting. It stays on. Digging for it, Brassard against Bailey. Tavares, checked by Girardi. Picked up by McDonough. Out to Hickey. Now to Hamonic for the shot. Deflected away by Brassard.
Nice play by Brassard.
Ooh. Clearing attempt by Zuccarello failed. Cleared out by McDonough. Sent back in by Hickey. Off the bench. Girardi stayed on. Checking Tavares. Long shot save. Talbot, he's got it with 5:29 to go. In the third period, Girardi shaken up, says, I'm okay. Rangers still lead it. The game recap is brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Anders Lee, 23rd goal. Second among rookies, gave the Islanders the lead. Then Hayes in the second period is 13th. Nash here in the third period is 39th. And the Rangers have a 2-1 lead with 5:29 to go.
Damn, the Rangers, the last 8 times they've been shorthanded. No goals and just 5 shots against.
Hickey blocked by Stahl. Stahl bangs there along the boards with Tyler Kennedy. Klein able to play it behind the net. Stepan to Stahl. To Miller. Off the skate of St. Louis. Races in after it. Checked there by Hickey. Pops loose and the Islanders, Kennedy able to get it out of the zone, but Miller takes it back.
Nice effort.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, sorry, Sam. Real good effort by Miller to come back.
Under 5 minutes to go. 4:50 to go. Third period. Rangers leading 2-1. These games that the Rangers have played recently in Detroit, Chicago, and here on Long Island.
Might as well get used to it. That's what playoff games are like, and this has been close to that type of atmosphere.
Good play by Fost along the boards against Boychuk. Now Oposo. That's blocked by Hayes. The line is Hayes, Fost, and Hagelin. Halak around the board, stopped by Hagelin. Tavares on him. Now DeHaan. Good job by Hagelin. Tavares tried to take it away, and DeHaan, but Hagelin kept it alive. McDonough keeps it in.
And they're keeping Tavares in his own zone.
Hagelin to McDonough for the shot wide. Girardi. Boychuk plays it up the boards. There's McDonough. Fost behind the net. Gets loose. Moore just came off the bench. Fost feeds McDonough. McDonough couldn't get a shot off. And Bailey able to play it across. Intercepted by Kreider. Knocked down by DeHaan. 3.5 minutes to go. Bailey all the way across. Drop back to Tavares. Spinning against Boyle. Played across. Tipped ahead by Kuhlman, but over the glass into the crowd. 3:19 to go. And the Rangers leading 2-1 right after the game. Stay with us. Complete post-game coverage coming your way. Al Trotwig back in the studio. He's there with Steve Valiquette and Ron Duguay. We'll hear from head coach Alain Vigneault. John Giannone will work the locker room, get the player reaction. Joe Micheletti and Dave Maloney have their analysis all coming up on Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame. That's gloved head high by Talbot, and he holds it with 3:13 to go.
Now that last shift, Sam, I was mentioning with Tavares, he did stay on the ice for a long shift, but if you can keep him in his own zone and let that clock continue to tick down, that's a real benefit to the Rangers.
Eric Brassard and Casey Cizikas. Islanders use their fourth line on here. Shot by Hamonic high, wide. Behind the net, Cizikas. Left it for Brian Straight. Straight taken away by Brassard. Good play. Chipped out of the zone by Zuccarello. Hamonic gets there first. Hamonic pulls up. 2:50 to go in the third. Rangers leading 2-1. Cizikas dumps it in. Yandel comes over. Hit by Matt Martin. Fired out front. Wisnowski shoots. Save. Talbot. I don't know how he saw it. There were 5 bodies in front of him.
I'm not sure it was him that made the save initially. There were so many bodies, as you mentioned, Sam. It almost seemed to me like maybe it hit somebody, but he certainly found it in a hurry. Here comes the shot. Did it go through to him? Wow, it looked like it hit a stick. And then came straight down. Whose stick was it?
Yeah.
It was deflected by Oposo. And then came straight down into Talbot.
Wow. 2:35 to go. Tavares, Oposo, and Nielsen on for the Islanders. Good job on the faceoff by Dominic Moore. Moore, Hagelin, and Hayes on. Tipped in by Hickey. Taken over by McDonough. Tipped out of the zone by Hagelin. 2:20 to go. Hickey. Nielsen moves in, drops it off to Tavares. Pass deflected out by Hagelin. Halak settles it down for Wisnowski. Nielsen to Hickey. Back to Tavares. Weaves his way. Good play from behind by Brassard. Knocked it off the stick of Tavares. Chipped in by Zuccarello to Nash. He shoots. Save. Halak. Played by Boychuk. Minute 40 to go.
Rangers are doing a good job. Short shifts.
Talbot backhands and gave it away. Bailey. Save. Rebound wide by Oposo. Fired on goal. Blocked by Stahl. Oh, what a dangerous moment that was. And Talbot, who gave it away, recovered to make a big save. Minute 18 to go. Halak slides out of the crease. Halak heads for the bench. McDonough around the boards. St. Louis tied up. Stepan trying to move it. Here's Bailey. Tavares deflected off the glass. Under a minute to go. Tavares. Islander net is empty. Vishnowsky. Deep to Nelson. Put in front. Blocked away by Stepan. Strome was in front. Kicked in by DeHaan. Stepan and Nelson battle. 40 seconds to go. Bailey there. Taken away by McDonough. McDonough trying to find an opening. Stopped by Nelson. Vishnowsky's got it. Now Nelson has tip. Tavares chips it in the corner. 22 seconds to go. Bounces down. Cleared out by Girardi. And that will not be an icing. 12 seconds to go. Off the stick of Tavares. Sent the other way. 5 seconds to go. Lee out of the zone. Rangers win it. The Rangers in another epic battle in their last regular season game here at Nassau Coliseum defeat the Islanders 2-1, the Rangers' 20th road win this season. And Rick Nash, the NHL's second leading goal scorer, comes up with number 39. It's the game winner in the third period.
What a hockey game. We have seen some splendid hockey out of these two teams this season. And this game, Zuccarello was just great for the Rangers from the opening faceoff when the Rangers had a slow first period. Cam Talbot let in one from the side of the net. Another of that was excellent.
Rangers are 11-1-3 in their last 15 games, and Cam Talbot picks up another win. We'll be right back.